Hey everybody, this is I'm Riolner. This is the Marvel Heroes live stream. Today we're going to talk about Taskmaster, team-ups, and some other fun stuff. We're going to be taking questions, showing off some costumes that come out tomorrow, and anything else we want to do. So let's check it out. So today we released a secret hero. Totally surprised. Nobody knew. Some people had suspicions, but we released Taskmaster, aka Tony Masters, aka the guy who can do anything he sees. So we teased this on April Fool's Day, and it wasn't as likely as Ego, the Living Planet, unfortunately, but we still did it. And I'm super excited for this guy. So Doomsaw joked like, oh, like he's a hodgepodge of everybody, and he kind of is, and that's his thing. But he is super fun to play. He's got the wonderful Steve Bloom voice. He has an alternate costume that's already up today. And I have to say, opening the servers this morning and having Doomsaw and I standing in Avengers Tower as Taskmaster is maybe one of my favorite things we've ever done here. So you guys can ask questions while I'm streaming. I'm going to show off a little bit of his moves. He's got some super ridiculous moves. We're going to show off Spider-Man and Magic team-ups. We're not going to be showing off Firestar and Falcon in this live stream, but hopefully those two will be on Test Center soon as well. We're going to show off the new Captain America and new Black Widow costumes, and then doing some Q&A and talking about what we're doing this weekend. We have a special event this weekend. So if you guys have questions, just let us know. Unfortunately, Hot Dog Vendor is not going to be playable this year. Maybe 2015, maybe the advanced pack for 2015. We'll do Fred Dawson, the Hot Dog Vendor. If you think I'm crazy and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you should check out our forums where the greatest character ever was revealed. So number one question, is Taskmaster part of the advanced pack? As we said in the past, 200 Eternity Splinter heroes will not be part of the advanced pack. So he's 200 Eternity Splinters, 450 Gs. He's outside the advanced pack. He was just a little fun surprise. He does a little bit of everything, and he is super awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about what he does. He's got 3 trees, like every Marvel hero does. Some people are asking me in chat this morning, is he a hero? He's a mercenary, but he's also working with Secret Avengers. He's worked with the U.S. government to train people and help them kick butt. In our game, he runs the Taskmaster Institute, and he has just an army of ridiculous PMC thugs. We also released his Udon costume, which is based on his appearance in a Taskmaster miniseries in 2002, I think. And the Deadpool kind of spinoff Agent X, which is super cool. It's very like Japanese anime. He's got an energy shield. He's got a katana. He's a little bit different. He's pretty awesome. He has a custom VFX for some of his stuff. He has a custom shield. He throws the energy shield. I love it. This is going to be my preferred costume of choice when I'm playing both as Mjolnir and as my personal account. But yeah, so let's go show off what the good task he can do. We're going to head to the S.H.I.E.L.D. training room. If you guys have questions about Taskmaster, let us know. He is pretty awesome. So Taskmaster, starting at level 1, he's got the Captain America shield charge. If you guys aren't familiar with him, his abilities are that after taking this crazy serum, anything he can see, he can replicate. It's called the... how am I forgetting the power tree that I said we should name? Photographic reflexes. That is a really easy name to remember. This has been a lot of different forms of media have used this before, but Taskmaster is kind of the original. He appeared in Avengers and kicked all their butts because it's like, how do we stop a guy who can do anything we do? So if he can watch videotapes of Captain America and do what he does. He can shoot like Hawkeye just by seeing him. He is pretty ridiculous. So he's got we have the sword based on Black Knight's fighting style, who's not playable in our game, but we let him steal it anyway. So he's got a little bit of sword action. He's got the shield charge. He's still a little bit of Punisher's one-handed gun shooting, which I am a big fan of. I'm a big Punisher player. But so his thing that's really exciting for him, so he's got the bow attacks, which is awesome.
Badass dudes to make this happen.
He's got web shots he stole from Spidey. He's got Hawkeye. He's got the Cap shield, of course. He's got, what else does he have? He's got Daredevil's clubs, which I love. He's got, like he said, he's got all their best rolled into one. So that is the basics of him. He is a melee range hybrid. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got AoEs in the form of wave of arrows. He can yank people to him like Daredevil. He's got the cone throw. He's got Cap's leaping strike if you want to get around and do some AoE. His charge, instead of a roll, he has Cap's charge. But what makes him special, so it's like, oh, okay, he can do a little bit of everything. He's got all these cool moves. Obviously, he's copying exactly our other characters. Unfortunately, no Hulk or no Ghost Rider. So I saw a funny comic earlier with him trying to emulate Ghost Rider by lighting his head on fire, and he has a skull. He does have a skull face, so it's apropos. But let's show off what he does special. So the thing we wanted to give Taskmaster was a way, instead of just giving him all the abilities of the other characters, how can we show that he is really a master at emulating them? So he's got these different stances called Imperial Soldier, Amazing Web Slinger, Fearless Acrobat, and Peerless Archer. So we're going to do a Daredevil Cap build, which is Fearless Acrobat and Impervious Soldier. So this is his tankiness, this is his melee tankiness, and the way they work is that you can put them on, let's say, hotbar 2, and let's do and A. And you can have 2 active at a time. And I love the VFX on them. He's emulating that character's moves in his VFX. So the way his stances work is you can have 2 active at a time, unlike most characters who obviously would be 1 at a time. And now I've mucked everything up because I have them all on different trees. And so you can switch between offensive, defensive, range, CC kind of options. They're kind of like, they serve the purpose of passives you can kind of switch out on the fly, which is pretty awesome for him. And we wanted to really capture like how he can change between styles at any given time. In the comics, if you're not familiar, like he will they'll show him doing a Daredevil jump into a Spider-Man landing and shooting a bow like Hawkeye all in one panel. And that's something we wanted to get with the feeling of him. So he has the pretty typical stuff, but where he also really shines is his awesome signature and his awesome ultimate. So if you guys aren't familiar, you guys should go watch the Taskmaster motion comic in-game, where he is the Taskmaster Institute ad, where he has wonderful elevator music. He's showing off training his thugs and kicking butt and being super over the top. It's the wonderful Steve Bloom voiceover. And what really makes it, like, it's one of the funniest videos in our game. So we wanted to pay homage to that because we love it so much. So we opted to give him a way to pay homage to that. So his signature power is called Action, and we're going to show it off over here. So for Action, you're going to film your next commercial. You want to show everybody how awesome you are. You have to, so it makes a hotspots buff, basically, but it does some crazy stuff. You get plus ranks to all powers, plus ranks to all attributes, big damage and defense buffs. But the way you do it is by throwing down a camera and listening to sweet elevator music, and it is amazing. The camera will actually follow you until it ends. It is a quick, short duration buff, and it's basically just that you get in there, you film your own commercial, you jump in and put the camera down and destroy Tier 3 Doctor Doom or Tier 4 Doctor Doom in 5 seconds flat. Probably not 5 seconds flat. I don't think he's that crazy right now. But I don't know. We really wanted to capture the spirit of that. But also, we wanted to show off the fact that he is an instructor. He trains mercenaries. He plays bad guys. So let's see what they can do. Let's call in some of our students. So you summon in a couple of thugs and PMC guys, and by a couple I mean quite a few. And they will come in and they'll throw bombs, they'll punch, but as they're out, they actually level up. So they start as blue elites, and they will level up as they're kicking butt to yellow elites, as you can see here, before their duration ends. So just being in your presence, they are inspired to become a higher level version of themselves and to kick more butt. They do a ton of damage. They're super ridiculous. We really wanted to just go full bore on what Taskmaster is in our game and what he represents, which is, he's a teacher and an ass kicker. So if you guys have any questions about anything about Taskmaster, I'll answer it throughout the stream. I saw some awesome requests for other characters that are buddies with Taskmaster, like Constrictor. Constrictor is Frank Schlichting. He's an awesome kind of ridiculous mercenary he's teamed up with Deadpool. He's fought Captain America. He's part of he worked with the Serpent Society, I think, in the 80s, and he's pretty ridiculous. So, what else do we got? I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the Taskmaster on live servers. He's available right now. You can check him out. He's 200 splinters, 450 Gs. He is ridiculously fun. Personally, I'm still big on the Udon costume, but it's not as recognizable. But it kind of makes you it makes you stand out in a crowd, which I love. But the main event of today's live stream is going to be talking about team-ups. So team-ups, as you guys know, are a new feature we're adding to Marvel Heroes. We were hoping to launch them this week. They're not quite ready. We're only going to be able to show 2 of them today because the other 2 aren't quite ready yet. And even these 2 there's still some things to work out. We're hoping to have them on Public Test Center tomorrow. And we're also having a big event that we'll talk about in a few minutes here. So let's talk about team-ups. The first thing about team-ups is that they are Marvel characters who can be playable. They are not played by you when you use them. They are characters that you summon into your environment, obviously, to help you kick butt. So here's the roster. You can view Magic right here. And she has her own skill tree. She has an inventory. And in addition to that, for free, this is not just related to team-ups, you'll be able to press I and open both inventories at once. So you have an extra 30 spaces of inventory, which is awesome and free. And so if you don't have a team-up, it'll show a splash screen here saying, hey, check out team-ups, but you don't need to. You can still use that 30 slots of inventory. So the way team-ups work, we're going to talk about Magic specifically, so we'll close that out. Team-ups are used in 3 ways. So the big thing about team-ups that we had in internal discussions and also community feedback, and I see people in the chat right now who are all on different sides of this, is how should a team-up work? Like, if I summon Magic, I'm playing anybody I want, I'm playing Taskmaster, and I want to use Magic as my team-up because she's my favorite. Should she be out all the time? Should she come in and just do a really cool attack and hang out for a bit, like like Magic is for Colossus' summon? Or what if I just don't want team-ups, but they do give a modicum of extra power? So there's a lot of ways people want to see them, and we wanted to make everybody happy. So what we did was we have three tiers here of powers, 4 tiers and 3 columns of powers. In tier 1, you select kind of who your team up is to you, how you're currently using him. So column 1 is, you don't have to go straight down the column, but I'll show you that in a second. Column 1 is choosing this talent allows Magic to fight alongside you until she's been defeated or is dismissed. So let's call Magic. You press K. Here's her cooldown right here. You can just click this.
You picked the right mutant thing for the job.
Oh, there's a fun. There's a small bug with them right now where they're in this current build, which is about 2 days old, where they'll sometimes come in and they're invisible, basically. But we have that fixed internally, so by Test Center tomorrow, you guys should be good. But so she comes out. This is the permanent companion version, which is the terminology we're going to be using for Magic. So Magic is here. She's going to hang out with me. She's got her awesome soul sword, and her damage is based on the things that we've selected for her. So we go down her tree. She's a normal team up. She has infinite duration. She has all of her stats here, and they're as you see them. They have inventory slots, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to get into inventory in a minute, but team ups have their own items. You don't use artifacts. You don't use your gear. And they're agnostic to which team up you're using, but they have 4 slots that are all different, that have different kinds of affixes that allow you to really customize how you want your team up. Do you want a team up that only comes in for a short distance and does tons of damage, and you want them to crit tons? Do you want a team up that is more tanky, so you give them dodge and defense and health, because you want a permanent team up that hangs around with you forever and doesn't die? They have a 3-minute cooldown, but them being defeated will make them go on cooldown, basically. So if you're using the permanent version, that is not something you want to happen. So then we can make the second thing that you can choose for them is assist instead of companion. And the way assist works is what I described earlier. It's 30-second duration only, but it's 200% damage for all their attacks, and they get 10% max health regen per second. So they're pretty stout. They come in, they do big damage, double damage for their base damage, and they'll use their big attacks. which is pretty ridiculous. They have some cool ones that we'll talk about in a bit. So you can customize the 3 tiers, and the 3rd tier is for the guy who doesn't want to team up out all the time. So if you say, I like Magic, but I'll buy this, but I don't really want her to be out all the time. I just want to be on the same level as anybody who might have Magic out. So this is we've done is we give you a pretty darn powerful boost. So currently, for having her away, you get a 300 mental damage rating bonus. So if you're a mental damage character, you'll really enjoy that. So if you're a Jean Grey, you're a Cable, even a Doctor Strange, that would obviously behoove you. But also you get 52 life on hit. That's a temporary number, obviously. They're still being tuned. But it's just an example of what we wanted to set up to show off. So she uses her soul sword to heal you, basically. So you get to heal with life on hit for having her away at all times. So further down the trees, we have lots of different options for team-ups. We're going to switch over to Spider-Man. Magic, we'll talk about Magic really fast. Magic's big powers is that she can summon multiple demons. She can summon one big giant demon as from Limbo. She has a bonus that she summons a demon that helps you when she's away. She can do the 7-league step, which is it's kind of like Nightcrawler's Blink Strike, but it's like crazy, like reaping with swords, going through everybody, with teleporting through her discs. She has a big hit that'll heal you, which is ridiculous. Or she turns and she heals you. And then passively, you can give team-ups. So there's some things that every team-up has, which is Bodyguard. So when she's around, when she comes in, she boosts your mental. She gives you 10% incoming damage she'll take off of you. So she acts as a bodyguard. So she's like a permanent damage shield. You can have when she's in play, she'll reduce the cooldown every time she hits. And then there's this benefit is that when she's away, you'll get a bonus to your rare item find, special item find, and credit find. So we wanted to make it so that you kind of have a fair choice of what you get and how you want to customize it. We're going to set Spider-Man up, and Magic is going to disappear. There's that invisible bug that I love so much. I wish we had a newer build so I could show you it. So somebody just asked a really good question. Do you activate team-up powers manually? So what you actually do is that you set their brain, basically, by making your choices. So you don't say, Magic, use 7-league step and destroy all these enemies. By choosing her trees, so you'll see the blue one is what's highlighted. And for Spider-Man right now, let's say I want him to use Spider Smash, which is the same as his Amazing Smash signature attack. You would say, I want him to have this bonus but I want him to be 30 seconds, and when he's away, I want to have he's going to do web balls. He's going to shoot in web splats when he's away as a proc, and he's also going to help me find better stuff and more credits. So let's say this is the Spider-Man I like. So now when he is out, his brain will use his default attacks, which are web splat and his basic combo punch, and he'll be able to use his ultimate attack, which is Spider Smash. It's the team-ups version of an ultimate attack. I'll fight some guys in a minute. I just wanted to. So I think we talked enough about it. So let's go. I'm not sure how super tuned these guys are, so we'll go to Midtown right now. They don't have any gear, neither do I, frankly. So let's talk about what you guys want to see for team-ups. What team-ups do you guys want to see? Who do you want to see used as a team-up? What kind of characters, what kind of boosts would you like to see from team-ups? Like I said, they'll be playable on Test Center tomorrow, so we'll be ready to show them off very soon. I just had to gear up really quick, and I didn't want to make you guys watch. I have no powers, so this is totally newbie. But let's see Spidey kick some butt. So Spidey will go around with his basic attacks. We're going to let him take on some Midtown guys. He should be strong enough. We're seeing a lot of awesome requests in here. Howard the Duck would be awesome. Jubilee would be awesome. Chuck Norris would be too OP. Even more OP than Galactus as a team-up, which would be the best team-up ever. We should have done Ego the Living Planet as a team-up. That would have been pretty amazing. So I'm super unspec'd. I just wanted Spidey to show off. So he can kick some butt. He's pretty survivable in this form, but he's not super survivable for the hardest content. For the hardest content, I've seen players basically, now that we've revealed how they kind of work, people are kind of figuring out what kind of content they'll want to use each version in. So let's say in Midtown, you might want to have him as a pet kicking some butt for you, and he's going around. He's always out. He's as a summon. In the harder terminal, you might want to have him come in, do big damage, and get out of there. And in a raid, you might never want him out because he might be defeated too fast. So you want the basic effects that he has. He just used the signature attack. That was awesome. So as far as Team Up's health bar, it should show above their heads. I don't have it currently enabled. I'm not going to mess with it right now. I just saw a question about that. But so yeah, he is going to be pretty. They're pretty great. I like Spider-Man. He's probably my favorite so far for the bonuses that he conveys, just for my personal play style. I really like what he does. Magic is very, very fun. I really like her 7 League Step. We can show her off, and hopefully she will not have my favorite bug ever. That is one thing I forgot to mention. Team Ups can only be changed in hubs and the training room, just like synergies, because they act like synergies, so they have special bonuses that are passive that need to be configured outside of a combat region. There's a lot of Dawson the hot dog vendor as a team up would be amazing, and he could feed you hot dogs while you're out in the field. He could inspire you with his good work ethic. You probably don't actually want to eat the hot dogs; they're only okay. But so let's take Magic out. Let's configure her, and let's set her up. Come on, Magic, and this wonderful, my favorite thing ever. So here's Magic with her soul sword. Do team ups have levels of their own? They currently do not have levels of their own. The way they work is that they level with you. So their tiers actually unlock as you level. So you have tier 1 from level 1, so you can pick how your team up performs at level 1. At level 20, you get tier 2, which is just a little bit more customization of how they perform in addition to the first level. So this is when they're away, I get item find. When they can reduce their cooldowns themselves, they take damage off of me when they're out. The third tree is, here's the attacks I like. Here's the more basic attacks I like that they'll use more often and have shorter cooldowns. So for her, it's Dark Reaping, which heals you and deals damage, and 7 League Step teleports around. Sorceress Eruption, which is a proc effect on you when she's not around. And the third tree is her ultimates, basically. It's summon a big demon that taunts everything and has tons of 1,000% of your health, but only lasts a short duration. It's summon many demons, which is useful when she comes in, summons many powerful demons, and you can summon a demon on a proc effect, which will help you out. So they have a good amount of customization for any kind of player. Somebody just asked, they can be bought with splinters. They have different splinter costs. Magic is a 400 splinter team up. Falcon and Firestar are 600 splinter team ups. You can check out them on the website right now, the lists that we have right now for the team up presale. So let's take Magic out in the field. Even though I'm still weak, we're going to let her do the butt kicking.
One Queen of Limbo, ready for action.
So yeah, so team ups have dialogue. They're going to hang out with you. They're going to talk to you. I'm going to configure, make sure she's in this mode. They'll heal you. They'll kick butt. As far as somebody said, cooldowns. Team ups have a 3-minute cooldown to summon. So if you lose your team up, you have to wait 3 minutes, or if you do the 30-second summon version, for instance. Something that's important is even if you choose the third column that you don't want your team up out, you can still summon them. They just won't get the 200% bonus from the short duration column, and they won't have the permanent duration from the first column. So let's help her out, even though I'm very weak. Let's play some sweet tunes. Let's just show off a little bit, even though I have all rank 1 skills, but don't worry about that. So their inventory, the way it works is that it does not overflow, I don't believe, because the issue is that we're actually still iterating on this, so you guys will have to let us know how you feel when we get to test center tomorrow. Internally, we had a lot of confusion where items were going when they would try to overflow. So currently it's set up so that you have to manually overflow them yourself, because we didn't want you guys to be like, hey, what the heck, where are my items? I just logged in with the team up patch and picked up some items and they're gone forever. And because, you know, it's not super apparent. Like when you log in for the first time, we're not going to scream at you that you have this new inventory. So, oh, she summoned her giant demon of death, which is her limo demon. I love just watching her kick butt. She is pretty badass in this, even in just the permanent duration form, without the 200% bonus. And she's taking some damage off me. She takes some damage for me. So let's go back. I'm going to show off some costumes. Going to take more questions. If I put relics on my team-up character, will they also get added into the team-up inventory? Relics don't use team-up. Team-ups don't use relics, so I'm not sure what that question means. As more heroes are added in the future, where Taskmaster gain more abilities, he will not. He's pretty set in stone as he is to mainly emulate Hawkeye, Daredevil, Captain America, and obviously Black Knight, of course. And why am I forgetting his name? That is my Spider-Man, of course. How did I forget Spider-Man? That is very embarrassing. I've been talking about him as a team-up so much, I forgot he was playable. How about that Mac launch? We're actually going to be having more information about the Mac closed beta super soon, so check out the website. We just had a nice little spike from the Midtown spawns. How useful is Magic's healing ability? It's not fully tuned because we're still in iteration. You can check it out tomorrow on Test Center, and it currently heals 1400 health when she uses it. So for somebody mentioned cooldowns earlier, and I talked about the cooldowns for team-ups themselves. Their powers have cooldowns for their brains, so that they're not always just going to spam the same power over and over. So Dark Reaping, which is her healing, has a 5-second cooldown, so she has a chance to use it every 5 seconds. They're pretty good about mixing it up. They don't typically just basic attack even when their cooldowns are off. We've programmed them so they like to mix it up. They like to get in and like use their basic, use their special, which is their other basic. So they'll, like, she does a nice PV AoE where she slams the soul sword into the ground, and then she'll alternate as soon as Dark Reaping, which is her heal, is ready. She'll cast that for you. So you shouldn't. There's not too much of an issue with having to wait around for them to use their cooldowns. Firestar is unfortunately not ready to show today. Who else? What other questions do we have? How will team-ups affect PvP? Team-ups will be available in PvP. We're going to let them be used. As far as how they'll affect it, the PvP players do so much damage, and players in general do so much damage, that using a team-up permanently probably isn't going to work out too well. You guys can test that on Test Center. We're super excited to hear what you guys think about them. We've tested them internally, and it generally ends up being that the main way you'll want to use your team up for PvP will be away. So it's more like an item slot for PvP, in that you'll have special new bonuses. You'll definitely be more powerful. You'll get to do fancy new things, but you won't have an issue as far as like all these team ups clouding the screen who never die, because players do a ton of damage. They do much more damage than mobs. So while Magic here may have a pretty good survivability against the Midtown mobs, and PvP, somebody's Punisher could potentially annihilate her. If that's not the case, or if it is the case, we definitely want to hear about it, so let us know. They do pretty solid damage, though, even in their permanent forms. I'm trying to find some more mooks for her to fight that's a little bit smaller, so you can really see her use her abilities. There's her entrance PvAoE. So, will there be synergy buffs for using team-ups which heroes they're towards? We're not going to do any lore-based synergies. We're actually trying to make it very equal for people who want to use Colossus in Magic, for instance. So Magic can convey, she can give you more mental damage for your mental character, but she still gives Colossus something, and we want to make that equal for the fans of Marvel Comics and using team-ups as Marvel Comics, and fans of getting more powerful. So we're not going to give any extra bonus beyond the fact that they kick butt and that they usually pair up pretty well. Like Cap and Falcon are a nice team because Falcon obviously has his guns and stuff like that. So he just is naturally a good pair for Cap. And Magic's really quick. She gets in, she teleports in, she does her PvAoE, she'll bounce around to target, so she's a good fit for Colossus just by nature of who she is as a character. Falcon and Firestar's passive bonuses, they're skewed towards the way so as Magic conveys mental, Spider-Man gives bonuses to dodge characters or just dodge, which is good for everybody. Falcon and Firestar are physical and energy respectively. So because guns and microwaves. So if you're one of those characters, and if you're looking to just for getting more power purposes, those would be your guys. Whereas flavorfully, they're good for basically anybody. And they all have some cool proc effects. They all have special abilities. Can we shift right click to move items between team up inventory and inventory? We did do some work on this recently, and we've been editing this. I actually just did item linking. So let us know how you feel about how it works right now. There's a command that I'm not sure off the top of my head that I will have to post on the forums for you guys for how it works tomorrow. We'll have some patch notes up that describe team ups fully of how their inventories work, how everything works. We're going to clean up some Magia thugs with magic. I like to just show her off. I think she has some pretty awesome moves. Playable Spider-Man with Team Up Spidey for the lols. That is absolutely for the lols. I love it. The Team Up Spider-Man is, for those who've been asking, is voiced by Christopher Daniel Barnes. We did some special dialogue just for him being a team up. As you may or may not know, Spider-Man was the original Marvel team up. He headed up a Marvel Comics series literally called Marvel Team Up, where he kicked tons of butt, and that's where Captain Britain's first appearance was there. So he went in and teamed up with Captain Britain, and they have a wonderful cover of them fighting on top of a construction site. So yeah, we wanted to pay homage to that, and we also want to pay homage to characters who are known for teaming up. So like we may at some point we've talked internally about like, hey, Wolverine, like Wolverine's on every team ever. Like you can play Wolverine as a solo character because that's how he is a lot of the time, but he is also known for, you know, the constant joke of his other mutant power being multitasking. That's not a confirmation that we'll actually do Wolverine, but it's an example of a character who is playable but is on so many teams and he's just out there so much that he makes perfect sense as a team up. Captain Britain confirmed team up. That would be awesome. And that's true. It wasn't Captain Britain's first appearance. It was his first U.S. appearance. That is a really good point, and I actually own the first appearance of Captain Britain. But the first U.S. Marvel Comics America appearance was team up number like 38 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, or 36. So you schooled me for saying the wrong thing, which is totally true. He was in a Marvel UK book, and it is really good. And they use a totally different format from U.S. books. They're more magazine sized, and I have the whole set of them. I have all the before Excalibur stuff. I love all that stuff. A Runaways team up, that would be awesome. As you guys know, we have Old Lace as a pet already, so that would be a good fit. I love watching Magic just hammer people with her soul sword. How about a 2-in-1 Thing team up? Thing is another guy who's really prone to just being everywhere. Marvel 2-in-1 was an old series that was pretty similar to Marvel Team Up, and Thing has teamed up with basically everybody. There's some great classic covers. Thing and Man-Thing is a one. Thing and Muhammad Ali, I think, was at some point. Maybe that I'm thinking of something else, but he definitely has a sweet Everlast boxing glove outfit. Of course, as Guardian team-ups, people are talking about Sif and Heimdall. Those would be great. There's a little movie coming out later this year with a couple people that might be relevant for team-ups that we've teased in the past. Maybe a couple of them have green skin. Iron Fist would also be awesome. Iron Fist appears. He has only had his own book a few times, so elsewhere he's always just kind of been appearing everywhere he wants to, anywhere he wants to. Team up with Luke Cage, of course, which is already in our game. Let's see, Wonder Man would be awesome. Him and Beast could make a classic combo for when we get Beast playable, and hopefully one day we'll get Wonder Man playable. And another reason we wanted to do Spider-Man as a team-up was to really show that just because they're a team-up doesn't mean they won't ever be playable. Because we made one of our first team-ups a playable character right off the bat. Will next week's update feature all 4 team-ups? Assuming all goes as planned, we plan to release all 4 team-ups in one patch. We're not going to break them up. We want it so that if you pre-sold them, you get them all at once. There's no waiting for a particular one. I'm going to go switch to Spidey in the hub because I want to show off some of his other cool stuff. So if you guys have more questions, now is a perfect time to ask more questions about team-ups. We're going to show off Cap and Black Widow's costumes pretty soon. If you have questions about how team-ups work, what kind of benefits they can convey, I touched on their items a bit, which is going to be a pretty new thing for them. They have 4 item slots, which are all unique slots with new kinds of items. They can have special affixes made only for team-ups. Some of them benefit you, some of them benefit the team-up only. You can inspect them any way you want. for that reason. So I'll show you their stat page. So you can give her more, you can give Magic more attack speed. Her basic powers, which are the things that she automatically does, she has 2 different sword attacks and a PBOE. Special powers, which are anything you can spec her for, so Dark Reaping, 7 League Step, Denizens of Other Place. She has some mouthful names. Dark Hawk would be awesome. Somebody mentioned Dark Hawk. I would love a team up of Dark Hawk. Somebody said about the 3rd team up column. So the 3rd team up column is a series of effects that happens only while the team up is away. So this is for the guy who basically bought the team up, used it in certain content, doesn't feel that it's viable in other types of content. It's super good in this place and not as good in this place, but I want to be more powerful, or I have so many things that, like, I don't need AoE help, I just need to focus on this boss, and like stuff like just any situation. So this is the tree for you, basically, if you're not wanting to have the team up out in that particular content. And we don't lock you into it. There's no PowerPoints, there's no respecs, so you can switch anytime. So I can go from content to content and say, oh, well, now I want to only use Magic as an assist who comes in for 30 seconds and does big damage. Or I never want Magic out. Let's just send her away and she'll give me this awesome buff. So we wanted to basically make it, a little bit for everybody, because like I said, we had a lot of discussions internally about how we wanted to do it, and these 3 were the big pillars. So we said, let's just do all 3 ways and make everybody happy. Is team up gear tradable? I think it is, but I could not tell you. I'd have to ask Cosmic Cupcake. Actually, let me just show you some team up gear. It's not currently tuned, but let me summon some team up gear for you. So it's starting. We'll show you some green team up gear. So we're gonna match it up. I'm gonna put it over here, just because it's not in the right inventory for me to auto equip and stuff. So team up gear are these 4 slots, and they all do different things. There's communications relay, the portable defense screen, the hostile unit analyzer, and the biometrics enhancer. And I'm showing the wrong screen.
What's your excuse?
So it's these 4 slots. They all have different affixes. We've made special affixes just for team ups. So there's 2.3% extra damage on energy attacks. We don't usually use percentage-based affixes for our playable characters. Now they're just for team ups. There was another one here that was just for team ups about their cooldowns. It was -2% team up summon cooldown, so you can bring your cooldowns if you spec for it with gear. Team up gear goes from green, blue, and purple in the first, so it's uncommon, or it's uncommons, rares, and epics. We may do uniques. Somebody just asked about uniques in the chat. Uniques would be totally awesome to do at some point. We have no plans right now, but there's always a possibility. We kind of want to let people feel out the gear and spec the way they want, and then when we really realize what you guys want, we can kind of make uniques for everybody for specific cases. We might make them maybe team up specific, although this gear isn't. This gear can be used for anybody. So this is just green gear, so it just has 2 affixes, but it's still pretty cool. And you'll see it here. My cooldown came down to 2.9 minutes now, which is great. And so I can get some rare item find from my team up slots, and that actually is conveyed to me, not the team up. We're going to make that as clear as possible because there's been questions about it. So will we get a stash to store team up gear? We're not going to add a stash for them just yet. Team up gear is not super common, so it won't be raining from the heavens. It's closer to other item types like insignias or rings, and that you get them a decent enough that you can upgrade reliably, but you're not inundated and drowning in them all the time. But when we start adding more stash tabs, there's definitely a reason to possibly add a team up stash if that's something that people want. If you guys have any questions about team up gear, let me know. You can also let Cosmic Cupcake on the forums know if you have a really in-depth question. I can answer for what they are now and what I have before me and what I've been playing with, but they're working, her and Doomsaw are currently working on a review of them to make sure they're exactly as powerful as we want them and as interesting as we want them. Somebody asked if team ups will be able to use rune words in the future or items with auras. There's no plans right now. Doesn't mean we won't do it in the future. There's tons of possibility for team up gear. We're going to keep it for these 4 slots right now because the feature already has a lot of meat on its bones with the different specking of the skills and the 4 item slots that we think there's enough to keep you busy for a bit, and that as we go further into team ups and we make more of them, we'll continue to add to them as a feature and add more customization with the items. Aunt May's Golden Oldie would be the best team up ever. Wilted Carrot, I think that was. That is an awesome idea from the greatest what if ever made. Not really, but it's pretty amazing. It's not the best what if, is what I mean. Will they become playable characters down the line? There's no guarantee that they will become a playable character, but there's no reason they won't be. Like, we could do Magic next year. Her being a team up doesn't stop her. That's why we decided to do Spider-Man right off the bat, was just say, hey, they can be anything. They could be a character who's already playable. They could be a character who's currently a costume. So if we had like Beta Ray Bill, or if we did something like Kate Bishop, Doomsaw's used as an example. As you can see, you can have everything active at once, so you can switch between and view your different team ups and your different how you can spec them for your available team ups and what gear they have them, just like your hero roster. They were originally going to be an item slot, which is something that we talked about a lot, and we've moved away from that so that we could make them have their own space and not take up the UI. Can we see a team of shield agents as a team up? That'd be pretty awesome. Maybe some famous shield agents will come into play as team ups. Let's take more questions on team ups. Can I be Spider-Man with a Spider-Man team up? You can do that. If that is absolutely up to you. I believe there might even be some dialogue about it, but I have to ask one-armed Matt. But there might be dialogue that just for you. Let's see, what else do we have? Longshot and Spiral. Hey, X-Men are always awesome for team ups. Like I was talking about Beast earlier. Even though we plan to do Beast as a playable, we can absolutely do Beast as a team up. He's a fine fit. Dum Dum Dugan would be super awesome. He's already in game, hanging out in Norway, I believe. Let's see what else. Do the cooldown medallion artifacts benefit the cooldown of team up abilities? I believe they are completely separate and only their gear affects them. I'd have to double check on that, but we wanted to keep them as their own system, their own item chase. I'd have to check internally. Right after this, I can actually go check, and I'll let you know on the forums. So if you ask a question like that and I can't answer you on the stream, just PM me on the forums. It's all good. I'm more than happy to answer your questions elsewhere. So they don't have a talent tree. Somebody asked, do they have a talent tree as far as like putting points into passives and abilities? You just choose abilities as you level up. You earn more. Maybe at some point we may add more features, of course, as I said. But right now they just have the 3 columns and 4 tiers. Impossible Man as the team up would be amazing. I was just geeking out because he was just revealed as a figure for a miniatures game today, as a new figure, and I love Impossible Man. He's a classic Fantastic Four villain who's super ridiculous and annoying, but in a good way. Do they have an ultimate ability? So these abilities on the bottom for each team up kind of actually do act as their ultimate ability. So Spider-Man, one of his ultimates is Spider Smash, which is like his amazing smash. He also has he currently has Maximum Spider, which is the player character's ultimate. We may change that at some point. We're unsure about that one, if it feels good for him to use, because it serves similar purpose, but it's very powerful. Retaliatory Rubbing is his away ultimate ability, which is tier 4, which is that it does a ton of damage, and it will give you a big defensive ability, and it's a proc effect on you, so you have a 10% chance on attack that Spidey will do something in the field and help you, basically. We have some pretty cool stuff for that. I'll have to show you with Falcon and Firestar, which we'll probably show them off next week, and maybe next week or the week after in a live stream. They'll be hopefully live by next week, so I won't even have to. So what do you guys want to see? So let's see. If you guys have any more questions, I will be happy to answer them. Or I can show you some more fighting. I can show you some more content. I can show you the new Captain America and Black Widow costumes. We can talk about this weekend. I could just take more questions. Just let me know what you guys are down for. So they're in-game now. They're not in-game now. They'll be on Test Center as of hopefully tomorrow afternoon or evening, and we'll let you know. We'll post on the forums. We're hoping to have them live by next week. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens, basically. Team Deadpool for team ups. That would be awesome. The Deadpool core. That's a fine fit. We already have Headpool as a pet in our game. A Shadow Cat team up. That is something I would love to see. I would love to see her playable as well. There was some confusion last week because I said she'd be a great team up, and Doomsaw said she could be playable. Like I said, there's no reason they can't be both. So I would love to see that. Somebody said Realnir plays HeroClix. Realnir absolutely plays HeroClix. I'm a huge fan, and I'm geeking out over the new figures revealed today. If the main hero is level 60, does that mean that the team up is level 4 right away? That's a really good question. So yes, if you log in as your level 60 Taskmaster and you buy your first team up, you will have access to all 4 tiers right away as of now. So you'll get to spec them any way you want. They level in steps, so it's tier 2 is 20, tier 3 is 40, tier 4 is 60, and you'll get all their abilities accessible. Will Phantom X ever be a team up or playable? There's no reason he can't be. I would love to see that. Confused Squirrel Cow. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no cows in our game. So let's talk about this weekend. So this weekend we're doing a pretty fun, awesome event with the Shield Holosim, celebrating, some goodness. And we're going to be showing off. We're having a Shield recruitment weekend. So we're going to have bonus loot in Shield Holosim, not X Defense. I almost slipped there because I've been talking about X Defense for a week. Daily Shield preparedness kits. So every day you log in, you'll get a daily gift that can have one of many different things. It could be Eternity Splitters, it could be Cube Shards, it could be a unique. So you guys will have to check that out and log in. It'll be a free gift. So yeah, we're going to have that all weekend long. It starts tomorrow with the release of that awesome on-screen Captain America the Winter Soldier costume, which I'm going to show off right now as this is up. So we'll hope you guys will join us then. I'll be playing all weekend. I'll probably pop on as Realnir, and I'll be doing some questions. I'm about to show off a little bit of Captain America the Winter Soldier costume right now. So this is based on the Marvel film that is coming out in like a few hours for some of you, is already out for others of you if you live in Europe, and comes out for us tomorrow. I'm very excited. We're going to see it. I'm going to see it with a bunch of friends with the team. I'm very, very excited. King Thor is Boston Holosim. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen this weekend. King Thor is an upcoming costume we showed off a few weeks ago for Thor, and he's coming very, very soon. I had a Hulk costume that I almost got to show off. I'm going to try to get you guys a screenshot on the forums ASAP because it is so good. After the stream, I'll go post it for you guys, but I didn't get to show it today. So yeah, King Thor costume will be available, not this week. So this week, we're going to be releasing Captain America the Winter Soldier costume, which is, as you see here, which is freaking gorgeous. He just came out amazing. The level of detail and attention to detail, frankly, based on the movie costume is impeccable. I love the way his armor moves and changes. So we have that costume coming out tomorrow. In addition, we have a new Black Widow costume coming out tomorrow, which is pretty amazing. You got Black Widow here in her Fear Itself costume. As you know, we love our Fear Itself costumes. We love how they look in our game. They have an awesome glow. She has her ridiculously awesome swords on her back. I've gotten a lot of questions. She unfortunately, like some of our others that have special weapons, she doesn't use the swords. But in lighting, she has this impeccable glow. I love it so much. What is the name of the Hulk costume? The Hulk costume is the Marvel Now Hulk costume, and I'm so excited to show you guys. And I had to tease that. Is Widow's costume enhanced? It is not enhanced. She's glowing and awesome. It looks great. She's similar to the Hawkeye costume that we recently put in Fortune Card Mark V, in that she has special visual effects with the glow, but she's not enhanced. Will villains be available as a team-up? I don't see why not. That would be pretty awesome. There's a lot of great villains that we could use. Taskmaster is playable. He's not necessarily a villain, but because he works with the Secret Avengers, we're going to be doing playable villains. So being a team up, having team ups for them is not outside the realm of possibility. Can you use column 3 passives while your team up is active? Here, let me show you off to you guys. Oh, I don't have them set active, so let me set them active. You can definitely use column 3 passives. You can have them set while they're active, but you only get column 3 when they're away. So there's a keyword here that says benefit while your team up is away. So you won't get the sweet bonuses when they're out and kicking butt, but you can still summon them anytime. Bronx Zoo plus Tigra team up, that would be awesome. Tigra is awesome. I'm a big West Coast Avengers fan, so I love Tigra. we change all of Black Widow's hair to be like this? I can't. I don't make that call, but I agree. The hair on this Black Widow turned out really great. I think it's based heavily on the Thunderbolts Black Widow costume we recently released a couple months back, where she was posing as Yelena Belova. I'm super excited for the Marvel Now Hulk costume as well. Somebody said the easy questions are ignored. If you have an easy question, I'd be happy to answer. I promise I won't ignore you. Only if it's easy, though. Can you unsummon your team up? Currently, you can unsummon your team up by letting their duration expire, or by switching to another team up, or by turning them off. We'll be working on getting you guys a way to unsummon them pretty soon. We agree that it's a useful feature. There's a lot of reasons to do that. When are we going to announce a surprise hero Songbird? Probably not anytime soon, because she's not a surprise hero, unfortunately. Songbird's great, though. Agent Venom. I can't tease too much about Agent Venom. I can only tease Agent Venom. That would be awesome. When is the Mac client coming out? We're currently accepting closed beta invites. If you guys are emails. So if you guys haven't signed up yet and you're interested in the Mac client, be sure to head to our website and sign up. And then hopefully pretty soon we'll be sending out more invites to the closed beta, letting you guys come in and play and checking it out and giving us feedback as always. I'll probably open a new forum just for the closed beta client for Mac, or just for the Mac build in general, so you guys can give us feedback there. We're super excited to have our Mac players getting in soon. It's a huge thing, a huge deal for us. We've been working on it for months. How much is this costume? I don't know the costume prices. You'd have to ask Afong2 on the forums. He's our store guy. He'll take care of you. Do I think Magneto will ever be playable? I do, because I can actually confirm that Magneto is going to be playable, and he should be released sometime in 2014. So yes, Magneto's totally playable. Bam. That was easy. See, that was an easy one. More of those, please. Will we be doing an Easter hero sale? I know we always love doing our holiday events, which we'll probably do a springtime holiday event, because there's a lot of holidays that kind of culminate around the same time. So look out for that. That'll be exciting. You want to go to the training room just to watch Magic attack? Yeah, we can do that.
This could get messy.
Let's watch Magic kick some butt. I'm sleepy.
Somebody's in for a hell of a fight.
Let's go kick some poor level 1 we need. Oh, Magic. Yeah, come over here. So yeah, she'll use her basic attack, she'll use her PvAOE. She'll I don't think I've spec'd her to use anything actually, because my Black Widow is level 1. So this is kind of what it looks like at level 1. She's pretty simple. She does high damage for her level, but she doesn't have a huge variance on attacks. I'm gonna go switch to my level 60 Taskmaster and bring out Magic so she can see all the moves. When is Beast coming? That's not an easy question, because I do not have the answer for you. So this is his version of Magic, who I spec'd out. Check out all of her ridiculous attacks. Super loud. I should probably not be too close to her because she's so loud. So let's go back to the Avengers Tower.
What's wrong? Need a little backup?
So, alright guys, let's wrap this up pretty soon. We've been talking about team-ups for a while. I've showed you guys sweet Black Widow costume and the Cap costume. I'm gonna ogle the Cap costume. It's my favorite. It's so freaking good. I think I'm gonna polish off Cap for the Shield Holliston event this weekend. Show us Cosmic Dupe. Cosmic Dupe is out in the wild now. You should go play on the live servers. I'm very excited to see what you guys think. He is super dangerous. He is really hard to kill, and he has a ton of loot. So you guys should go check out Cosmic Dupe. He can spawn in the wild. He's rarer than Dupe. He has a 1%. He has 1/100th of the chance that a dupe has to spawn. So every time a dupe happens, you have a chance to roll for Cosmic Dupe, which is a good thing if you want the loot, but a bad thing if you're not prepared to fight him, because he will destroy you. The bonus event is starting tomorrow afternoon. We'll kick it off. We'll post the schedule on the forums pretty soon of the exact time and date it starts, which the date is tomorrow. Captain America Winter Soldier costume and Black Widow will be going live right with the event. So we're super excited. Those will be coming in the store. It won't require a patch, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's see. I can't, unfortunately, just summon one on this build. I have some dev cheats, but I don't want to be digging through them to try to find a cosmic dupe. Plus, I don't want to get exploded, because that would be sad. People always make fun of me when I die on streams. Squirrel Girl Power Review, that's a good question, where it'll be happening sometime this month in April. Now, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're in April. Time travels so freaking fast. So yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at Squirrel Girl this month. We already have plans for her. It's just a matter of time. We have a lot of things going on, as you can tell, with team ups, Taskmaster, Doctor Strange, which like we've had a huge, like 1, 2, 3 punch of every week has awesome stuff. So we're going to keep that going. We're going to get Squirrel Girl out there. Can I share anything about Black Widow's review? I personally have not been involved as Black Widow's review as I usually am, so because I've been helping with everything else and doing all my community stuff. So, but I know there's some really great stuff coming. Doomsaw and the team and the design team are using they're really focusing on Black Widow feedback and ensuring that she's effective and fun to play, and we give players what they want. I think he recently posted a tease about it, but I don't have, unfortunately, too much info. They were just in a meeting when I left to start our live stream just about Black Widow. And as you may know, Wolverine is actually coming up. Somebody just asked. Wolverine is after Black Widow. I'm very excited for that one. Wolverine's my guy. But, you know, a lot of people will say, like, he needs more variation, he needs more attacks. We totally agree. We want to make him fun and great. We want to ensure that his fury and his bleeding mechanics are super fun and have good interaction with all of his powers, and that you feel that your Wolverine is awesome. Is Invisible Woman still coming at the end of this month as planned? As far as I know, she's already being animated and her VFX are being done. Her powers are being built. We'll be showing her off hopefully in a couple weeks on the live stream. I'm sure Doomsaw will tease her on the forums with all of her crazy abilities. How far will Mr. Fantastic be? How will he be? How far is he? The art team is already working on researching Mr. Fantastic's, how we can do all of his abilities. We already have the abilities planned out. They've been putting in hours like every week, as far as I know, just to make sure we can do him awesomely. So they're working hard on him already, even though he's a few months away. And he's on the end of the Wave 2 pre-sale pack that we just announced, which is Invisible Woman, Psylocke, and Mr. Fantastic. So he's a few months away, but he's already getting work done on him from an art perspective. Let's see. Is there a chance of being able to pull up event schedules in game? So if you guys aren't familiar, we've been running tons of events, and we're doing scheduled events where every couple hours we will buff a different part of the game so you can move from place to place and give you lots of variation, give you lots of different chances to get great loot and level your characters. We're working on definitely having it automated and appear in game so that you can just pull something up and you'll be able to see everything that's going on right now and you have full details. We totally agree. We would rather not wait. We really wanted to do these events ahead of time, so we opted to not wait and to do them now instead of waiting for that tech. But it's coming. I'm very excited for that. Any Nightcrawler enhanced costumes coming soon? There's no enhanced costumes coming soon, but I don't know if you guys. I'm loving Nightcrawler. I have a level 60 Nightcrawler. I haven't Prestige him yet. I don't know if you guys have seen though. Cosmic Prestige we unveiled on April Fool's, and most people thought it was a joke as designed. So Cosmic Prestige is that it's a 6th level of Prestige, and it takes 25 times longer, literally, than any other level, 1 to 60. And Nightcrawler's coming out with an X-Force costume. I'm very excited to see how many Nightcrawlers get to Cosmic Prestige. I just unveiled his costume. I teased it previously, though. I was so close to being able to show you guys his X-Force costume today, but it didn't quite make it. It looks amazing. The Dink did a wonderful job. Let's see. Is there a list of upcoming team-ups? Currently, the team-up list is Falcon, Firestar, Magic, and Spider-Man. We haven't announced any future ones yet. I'm sure we'll be announcing one pretty soon. They'll be coming out pretty regularly, not necessarily one a month, but we may miss a month every once in a while, maybe do 2 in a month. There's no set schedule for them like we try to stick to with Heroes. Unique Prestige 100 times XP next time. Hey, if you wanna do 100 times the XP to level to 60, maybe we'll make it just for you. Gambit is Death costume when 2014 for pretty for sure. It's already being worked on. I have no release date for it right now, but if you bought the Advanced Pack Deluxe, you get it a month ahead of everybody else. Do I think War Machine would be a team-up character? I think he could be. That could be awesome. It makes perfect sense. Moon Knight Khonshu Ankh costume. I believe that's the we're talking about the Fists of Khonshu, which is the gold bracers and the gold Ankh on his chest. We might do that, but it's not super different from a silhouette and a shape point of view. It's just different coloring and a different symbol on his chest. So I wouldn't expect it for quite a while. Although I did see that the Dink just finished a new Marvel Now Moon Knight, and I kind of teased about it on Twitter the other day. It looks amazing. It is not the tuxedo version. It is the full costume that they just unveiled in issue 2, and it looks great. It's white and black. It's tremendous. On a new Miss Marvel costume, we definitely have a Miss Marvel enhanced costume coming down the pipe, but I don't want to spoil it yet. So how many more heroes released this month? I think just the one. We're not going to go overdo it. So I think we're doing our with Taskmaster and Invisible Woman. I think that'll basically put a fork in April. Taskmaster is not available for limited time only. Somebody just asked. He's a permanently playable. He's going to be in our game for a while. He's going to be part of everything. He has a full set of 5 uniques, which I would love to show off right now, but I did not equip them. I have some cosmics instead. He's got his Udon costume and his classic costume, and he is a ton of fun. I'm gonna go finish leveling. I think I'm gonna get him to 60 inside of this week for sure. Teen/Kid Loki, that would be super awesome. I would love Kid Loki. Let's see. Let's get a few more questions and we'll end it. Just as a reminder, we're doing our Shield weekend. Shield recruitment weekend, where we have bonus loot in HoloSim, daily Shield preparedness kits, which can have uniques and eternity splinters and all kinds of goodness just for logging in. We may have another thing, so check your email inbox for the reminder for this bad boy. I'm super excited. I'll be playing in HoloSim all weekend. I'll probably jump on as read-only in HoloSim and play Taskmaster. And so it's a 2-man, so maybe you guys will get paired and we'll kick some butt. What else? What else do we have? What do we do with people that reach level 60 first on a character? We don't do anything right now. We may not do world first achievements. We may. Our achievement system's actually coming along pretty nicely. I'm pretty excited for it. So that'll be coming out in the next few months. Hopefully. I don't unfortunately schedule those things, so I may have just lied to you, but I'm pretty sure. And that's what Doomsaw always says. Does he have the same cape on the Marvel Now costume? He has a different cape on the Marvel Now costume. It'll probably be a while before it's completely ready, because his cape has a lot of rigging it has to go through, because he's pretty complex with a huge cape and his animations. Any news on the one-shot terminals? I'm not going to spoil too much about them. Doomsaw talked about them last week. I think that was pretty recently. But the one-shots are coming along pretty awesomely. I just talked about to the mission team today. We're very excited for them. We hope you guys love them. Can we show Taskmaster synergies? As the last thing I'll show for Taskmaster will be his synergies. So for Taskmaster synergies, we kind of wanted to keep the theme of he's a little bit of everybody. So his level 25 is 1% dodge, which is half of Spidey, half of one of Spidey's. 1% deflection chance, projectile deflection, which is half of one of Cap's. 1% melee power, which is a chunk of Daredevil's. And 1% crit damage, which is obviously a chunk of Hawkeye. So we wanted to keep the theme going of, he kind of rips these guys off, but in an awesome way. It's actually a pretty darn powerful synergy, because that is true percent. Any news on stat rework? There's nothing I can share. I'm sure Doomsaw would love to spoil it pretty soon. We're going to be doing some cool things with those. How come Magic didn't come with the Phoenix 5 costume? There's no reason we can't do another Magic that has Phoenix 5 costume and Phoenix 5 powers. Team-ups, as you saw, don't have a costume slot. So if we do another one, they'll just be a different team-up. So if we did Phoenix 5 Magic, she'd be probably pretty similar to this one, but she'd have Phoenix 5 VFX and maybe even a different power or two, which is a nice thing that we can't do with costumes. Will one-shots be longer than normal quests? They're longer than a normal terminal, but I can't give too much more information for their length or what they contain. Any new zones? We have a raid coming up. We have Bronx Zoo coming up, which we've teased a few times. And there's even more on the horizon. If you guys are going to C2E2 in Chicago, which is the Chicago Comic-Con, we're going to have some sweet information there. You guys should check it out. And I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. And as always, you can always PM me in-game, or on the forums, or in-game if you see me. Let's see. What's special on an enhanced team-up? That's the question we will end on today. For in the enhanced team-ups, they're characters who otherwise wouldn't have existed in our game, and they got special, either really special VFX or really special VO. And when I say wouldn't have otherwise existed, I mean we had to record special dialogue just for them. So Magic, for instance, we have her as a summon in our game already, and an NPC, so she already had dialogue. Spider-Man, obviously, we already have dialogue for it because he's Spider-Man, he's playable. But Falcon and Firestar are brand new. We made them just for team-ups, and they have the craziest effects, so they're pretty ridiculous. I'm sad that I can't show you the two most intensive ones. But yeah, so they're pretty special. So you guys will have to check them out as soon as they hit Test Center. They will probably hit Test Center next week. They'll be a little bit after Spider-Man and Magic, which you guys will get to play around with tomorrow, actually. Is the Holosim event active now? It is active tomorrow, so we'll let you know. We'll post on the forums. It'll happen probably morning PDT, so Pacific time. We're in California. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys always for joining. It's been a ton of fun showing you guys team-ups. I'm sorry I couldn't show all of them, and then I forgot to gear my Taskmaster like a fool, so I couldn't go do some more hard content. I showed you some Midtown, though. Like I said, Shield recruitment event this weekend, Holosim buffed with extra gear. We're going to be giving out daily Shield preparedness packs, which is kind of a mouthful to say, but it's super awesome. They can have Eternity Splinters, Cube Shards, Uniques. Check your email for maybe a little bit of more extra stuff. And check out also the Captain America Winter Soldier costume tomorrow with the Black Widow for itself. We're very excited about those. So thank you very much for joining us for another live stream. We've had like 3 in a row now, which is ridiculous but awesome. I've been super enjoying playing with you guys and just showing off new features and having guests. The next one will probably be for Invisible Woman. So we'll see you then. And thank you very much. Take care, guys.